Should you apply for a new role through a recruitment agent or directly? I've had some experience in it in the last just under 2 years. So I went through a recruitment process at the end of 2023 and earlier this year as well. And both times I had different experiences. So I'm going to share based on that what to look for, but also at the end I'm going to share a third option, not through recruitment process, not directly applying, like a replying to a job offer that company directly posted. I'm going to tell you about a third option that I see more and more recently. So at the end of 2023, when I was applying for a role, and I was actually after 6-year break from a full-time employment. So to be fair, I just wasn't sure what to expect in terms of how long will the process take and how long will it take me to find a role. And I was mainly focusing on LinkedIn. To be fair, this time as well, mainly my focus was LinkedIn. And the roles that I found and sounded interesting, I applied for them, but I also went through few recruitment agencies that I knew about. So it was kind of directly through their website, and I applied for roles through there. Now, that time I landed 3 interviews, and none of them were through recruitment agent. Unfortunately, even one experience I had with one of the recruitment agencies, and they apparently put me forward for 2 roles, and one of them sounded absolutely amazing. The business sounded amazing. I knew a little bit about that business, and every single time I had to chase them. I was promised that they will get back to me by a certain date. They didn't. The day after I had to chase, what's the update? It was a little bit painful, I have to say. Very disappointing because I've known that agency for quite a long time in my days in fresh produce, but unfortunately, sometimes when business gets bigger and there is more people, there will be those who do amazing job, and unfortunately those who maybe on the paper say they do, but they necessarily don't. But it ended pretty well. The 3 interviews I landed, they were through me directly applying to the offers that were posted on the LinkedIn by the company. Actually, one of them, it wasn't even a job offer as such in a LinkedIn jobs section. It was a post that person put on LinkedIn, and there was an email that you should send CV and things like that. This was actually recommended because I wasn't connected with that person, but someone recommended me that role, so hence I applied. But yeah, 3 interviews, landed directly with companies. This time, January this year, totally opposite. All 3 interviews, so I landed also 3 interviews, and all of them through recruitment agencies. And this time, with all 3 agencies, I had absolutely amazing experience. The communication was great, professionalism, we had a great chat, great, just everything ticked the boxes with all of them. And so it's quite hard to kind of determine, so which way to go. My approach was to probably was more selective this time than a year and a half ago. Maybe because now I didn't have that 6-year gap because I already got back to full-time employment. But what I wanted to focus on is the role and then the business. So obviously the role, okay, sounds interesting. There is something interesting about it. Sometimes there will be a company name on it, sometimes only through applying, then you'll find more details. But then I will dig into details about the business, about the company, about the people who work for that company as well. So this time I was probably a little bit more selective. But yeah, totally different experiences year and a half ago and this time. So what I would encourage you to do is to look through the offers and job offers and apply for those who basically tick most of your boxes. Not all of your boxes will be ticked, but tick most of your boxes, because some of the things you may just not even think about that it will be important. And once you have further conversation, it may come about as like, oh yeah, I didn't think about that, but actually that is important for me. So there isn't a black and white answer, but there is a third way recently, what I've noticed, since I have been more active on LinkedIn, and since I have been actually following content creators and the business owners and the companies that I feel like, oh my God, they sound amazing, or I love their company culture, I love what they stand for. And every now and then they will pop a post about the recruitment process or someone that they need in the team in totally different way that just a typical process will look like, fill the job posting on a LinkedIn and or any other platforms, but they would just do it through the post. Now they have huge following, so obviously they will have quite a few people applying. But I found it quite interesting because I already follow those companies or people who have businesses, and some of the offers that they put out there, that they're looking for the person to help with this, and they mention who they need. And what struck me the most is the way obviously that posts were written. Not in that typical structured way that you will find a job offer post on LinkedIn, but in a way that matches the integrity of that company, the values, the vibe, and who is it that they're looking for. And I thought it's a great to see it. And maybe those things were happening before, but as probably I wasn't that active on LinkedIn, I didn't see it. But now more I'm active, more I'm following the people that I resonate with and I admire for their leadership, for what they've achieved, more I see those posts and their recruitment process that is just a little bit different. Maybe not probably for all the roles, maybe for a specific role. So I would strongly encourage you, if you, and it's not about you posting actively on LinkedIn, but about you following the right people, right companies on the LinkedIn, because you never know what's going to pop up. And if there is a certain business that you're attracted to, then start engaging on their posts, start commenting on their posts, so that when at that point there will be a job offer, at least when you apply, they may feel like, I've seen that name before. So there are, I'm sure, other ways, but those would be 3 ways, that 2 that I've experienced, and a third one that I've observed. And I think that it's quite interesting way going forward. So let me know what's your experience been in terms of looking for roles or landing roles through recruitment agencies or directly. Let me know in the comments, or if you have any questions,